bloody do it. Right, anyway, what are we doing? What are we talking about? Are we starting? He's still shit.
What are we talking about now? Thruxton.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, both.
So Thruxton was a few weeks ago, but I think it's quite important there because that was the first time Turkington had a problem, didn't he? His car was out.
Yeah.
Turkington looked pretty dominant and unstoppable up until Thruxton. We saw he had that problem with his engine, and it was the first time that Sutton took the championship. So it seemed like an important turning point there, really.
Yeah, he only qualified 8th at Thruxton as well, didn't he?
Have we started or have we?
Yeah, we've started, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Have we started?
This is how it's going to have to be.
Why are we on the internet? What's happened to the Range Rover?
You know what we should do? We could all turn our lights off. And it'll look just like our old videos then. Don't want people getting confused by the new format. Turn the lights off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. The new lighting rig.
Yeah.
Which was actually a street lamp outside Stodd's house.
Well, I'm in the Manor car park now. I've just had to turn the background on so the police don't come and find me.
You've got to have a substantial meal if you film there.
I have.
I'm actually in like a forest. Look, there's some like birds and that on the trees behind me.
What's that behind you?
Birds and that in it.
No, on the chalkboard.
On the chalkboard. It's our logo.
That is our logo, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah.
That was the prototype, wasn't it?
That's how it started. Yeah, that's where the idea came from.
That's better than the actual one.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, don't need photoshopping that anymore, do we? It's a good old chalkboard. We've had a couple of guest drivers, haven't we? That's an interesting subject. Last couple of races.
I don't like guest drivers.
Neither does Alan Gow. Alan Gow doesn't agree. That's why
I've got a great idea to prevent this from happening. They've got to run with 200 kilos.
Well, going
just
by
put the guy who does the thingy checks with the real roller under the car, and he's about 200 kilos, isn't he?
The controller.
The controller. Just put him in the boot.
I think, right, if Alan Gow is watching this, and we know he does, don't we?
What? Watch us?
We know he watches us.
He's in the lobby now, but we're not going to let him in until the end. So don't turn off.
Are you talking actual lobby or virtual lobby?
He's in the actual lobby.
He's in your actual lobby. Right.
He's in our lobbying group as well. So
yeah, I think just to make the championship a bit more interesting, instead of success ballast, you just pick the top. Just pick, I don't know, 20 random. But how many is it? 15. How many people carry ballast? 10. Should we know this?
Top 10, I think.
Pick 10 fans at random. The heaviest one goes in the leader's car.
Yeah.
And the lightest one goes in the lightest car.
It's win-win then, because you still have your ballast and you get the fan interaction, don't you?
Yeah.
And you charge them as well, so, get some money back there as well. The bigger you are, the more it costs. Because you use more fuel. So.
Yeah.
We're going slightly off track here, aren't we? But yeah,
good idea. Excellent pun for you, Stu.
Good idea.
Track, yeah.
No, I don't like the guest drive
I'm
thing
glad you're
either.
finally reading the notes I'm giving you, because usually you ignore all the puns I'm giving you, mate.
I don't. I read them like a book.
Well, just on that ballast point, I want to say on the average performance of guest drivers, I don't think 200 kilos would make a difference, to be honest, mate. That's all I got to say about that one.
Ooh, that was scathing.
Yeah.
Not wrong, am I?
But
You saying your mate?
Oh, God.
I'm always banging it about.
You're gonna have to edit this out.
Well, actually, the only thing I do remember about her being in that race, she did one of the races, didn't she, recently? I can't remember which one it was, but she did a race recently. Silverstone or something, I think it was. The only thing I remember seeing her on, because ITV didn't really bother showing much of her.
They don't show people at the back, mate.
No, but what they did show is the battle that she had with Andy Neat.
Mate, I've got notes on this. Should we do Thruxton first, get that out the way, and then come back to this?
Yeah, let's do that.
Right. So just as I said about Thruxton's turning points, not much happened apart from obviously the drama at Turkington as the engine can't come out. So it turns out that WSR aren't completely unstoppable and infallible. But more to the point, I want to talk about Andy Neat in this race. This is where we started to see. This is where we started to see some true Neat.
Was this where he just slammed into Carl Bordley twice?
Oh yeah, didn't I have that recorded on my phone, Mike? Because we were watching it at my house, weren't we?
Yeah, there's a
And
live
we were
reaction
like,
on that as well.
yeah.
If you held it up to the camera, would ITV send us to jail for that?
Yeah,
Maybe, but I'm just going to
legal
look for it now.
loophole is a recording of a recording is fine. It's the 2
I
degrees
think it's here.
separation principle.
Do you think you'll be able to see it? Shall I try? But it was absolutely hilarious.
Well, I don't think you can show it.
I can, because it's
I
on my
don't
phone.
think you can show it.
Mate, the lawyers are in the lobby. The first nudge I thought maybe Bordley sort of slowed down quicker than he expected, but then the second one, like, come on. It doesn't make any. You just wonder what's going on in his head there.
Didn't he get 2 penalty points on his race license for that?
I think he did, yeah.
But my problem with it is that there was no consistency, because he did the same again to Jade Edwards at Silverstone, and he didn't get anything for that.
Should we move on to Silverstone, because not much else happened at Thruxton there?
Yeah.
Literally just Neat just took out Bordley and that was it.
Yeah. And then Silverstone Neat again.
These are your notes.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I want to talk about Neat here, because
normally your notes are quite scruffy.
yeah, obviously the big thing after that, everyone was fuming about what Neat was doing to Jade, and she had a few comments online. And see, I watched this in one go, and in the first race, Jade Edwards turned in on Neat, I think. So I don't think that's really Neat's fault.
I think
That's the first race.
Yeah, the first one, yeah.
I think Jade turned in on him. I think he went for a gap and she turned in.
So show us that, and I'll make a decision.
I don't have that, which is a good coincidence for my arguments here. So
you can edit that in post, can't you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm going to say it's under Neat's fault entirely.
Nah, see, I think the reason everyone just goes, "Oh, it's Neat, it's his fault." But
yeah, it's easy to jump on the bandwagon, isn't it?
He's clueless, doesn't know where he is.
And the second race, I think it was a bit of argy-bargy between the two of them. But race 3 was harsh, though. That was definitely his fault when he just sort of turned himself around on him and pushed it out. That was pretty harsh.
Race 3 was the one where he attempted to ram her off again, but he ended up going into the tyre wall and she finished the race, didn't she?
Yeah. So, I mean, fair play to Jade there, like holding their line.
Yeah.
Fair play for holding their line and staying on the track there. Can't blame her at all for that. I don't know what Neat was thinking.
But all this just turns on the thing we were saying before, that me and Stodd were saying, that like this guest drive thing is just ridiculous, isn't it? Like, it just feels all, well, I don't know, the whole bottom of the grid thing just seems really amateur at the moment. Like, worse than ever. It's like, what is the point in you even turning up? Like, all these lot down the bottom here, Like, what is the point? Onslow, Cole, and Jack Buttle and all that. What is the point?
Well, I'm
Crap.
just disappointed in someone so Cole because he used to be really good when he was in it years ago.
That
So
Volkswagen,
he's just been
though,
nowhere today recently.
I think anyone would struggle in that car.
Yeah.
Anyway,
But yeah, it just seems pointless. Team PMR a bit team hard this year. Just anyone's got money and get him a drive at the back, have a little toddle about. Like who's in it next week?
Oh, it's that guy that got done for drink driving, isn't it?
Nah, not at PMR.
Oh, at PMR next week.
Yeah, there's an announcement.
Oh, it's some
Janetta
Juniors person, isn't it?
It's not, you know, don't you? Is it? Yes, someone.
Yeah, hang on, let's find out.
See, we're all really looking forward to it. So.
Yeah, it just makes a bit of a mockery for me.
Either way, it's just another person to toddle around the back. So I just think, well,
because like a lot of people on the internet keep saying, "Oh, they deserve this drive and all this." It's absolute bollocks. Whoever brings the money gets the drive. If I rocked up with 30 grand cash in a suitcase and said, "I'm ready to race," I'd be in the PMR car at the next round.
Have you got your race license? Have you?
Yeah, it doesn't matter about that, does it?
Yeah, it's just the money they just overlook these.
Yeah, it doesn't matter about that, does it?
I think this year they would. There's about 20 cars in it. It's
been about 20 different drivers.
Do you reckon if we turned up with that briefcase of yours, did that could let us in the track? Or do you think a lot more money than that?
No, I think they would. If we had a horrible old briefcase with like horrible rusty clasps on it and that. With, like,
Alan Gow, if you're watching this, write in the comments how much it's going to take for us to get to the track. Also, like and subscribe.
Yeah, I probably agree. Right, Todd, while you're Googling that, we'll move on and talk about what actually happened.
I'm not good. I said I'd look, but
but you didn't. Oh, okay.
Well, for you for thinking that's what he was going to do.
Anyway.
Silverstone, what else happened?
Well, Ingram, Turkington was back to his winning ways, wasn't he? He won a race, didn't he? He won race 2.
All my notes are just...
Where are we talking about now?
Just
Silverstone.
Briefly over Silverstone.
Oh, yeah.
And then,
I think one race 2, yeah.
And then the exciting news is...
And Sutton went from 26th to 2nd in the last race. That's probably one of his best. That must be some sort of record, that 26th to 2nd. That's really impressive.
Was he not 3rd?
I think maybe he got demoted to 3rd after the race or something, but I think on track it was 2nd, so that's all I'm interested in, to be honest.
Was this the one where someone got disqualified in qualifying or something for the ride height? Or was that Croft?
I don't know. Butcher had that huge crash, didn't he? That was pretty mad.
Yeah, that was.
There's been a lot of backlash at Silverstone.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah, whose fault was it, Mike?
Crash.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a case
they
of
were on a straight line?
Did he sort of like turn in on Neil into the braking zone, and Neil just didn't back out?
Pretty much, yeah.
I think that was just a racing incident, to be honest. Like,
yeah, very high speed.
I don't think you could slam on if someone decides to swing in front. I don't think you have time. Really.
But isn't it exactly the same as what happened with Jake Hill at Alton Park last year? And then he went mental and tried to punch him. Isn't it the same?
I can't remember exactly, but to be fair, that was like after a corner. There's a bit more going on.
Yeah, it was similar, wasn't it?
It was similar.
It feels similar, yeah. And this is why I don't like the Matt Neal thing.
Yeah, but then he did the same to Josh Cook race 3 at Croft.
The push to pass manoeuvre that he has become excellent at doing.
I enjoyed that. He should do more of that, to be fair. I like Matt Neal pushing people off, and he's qualifying he qualified 6th at Silverstone, which I thought was really good. He qualified 3rd at Thruxton and 8th at Croft. So I think...
Yeah, he's doing all right, isn't he? He's doing better now.
He's written him off, but he's doing all right.
That car looks good now.
It's just in race day, he just seems to lack that spark he used to have. because if you watch some of the old videos, he's always up there being very feisty. He's just been very I don't know, he's a bit mute in his racing these days. So that's why it was great to see him take out Josh Cook. I thought back in his elements. But see, he's still got that passion.
I'm sure Josh Cook didn't feel the same way as you, to be honest.
If I was Josh Cook, I'd have been made up with that. Reason being, right, because I still get the win anyway, so it doesn't matter from points. And you start race 3 with less waiting.
Yeah.
Because your ballast is where you cross the line, not where you place. So
yeah, maybe.
I'd have been buzzing. Maybe did him a favour. Maybe they're in cahoots.
I think they are.
Yeah, cahoots. We know they're in cahoots ever since that AA spoiler ended up on Josh Cook's car.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Matt Neal always talks about the Honda family, doesn't he? He always gets on about that.
Yeah. Horrible.
BTC, like, there's no connection there, mate. It's just a car.
Do we want to talk about
the car? That's the end of the deal.
Do we want to talk about Ollie Jackson winning a race for the first time in about 100 years?
Yeah.
He won race 3 at Silverstone.
Races he's been in or something. He's been in a lot of races, so fair play to him.
Yeah, has been in a lot of races, but fair play. He's done all right, hasn't he? He's doing better than I thought he would.
Yeah, my insight on that is he'll be pleased with that.
He will be pleased with that.
Wait,
great
insight. You've got to tone down these controversial opinions, mate.
Croft. This is where I forget Silverstone, forget Thruxton. Ancient history now. Croft is where it's at. And actually, just to touch on Thruxton and Silverstone for a second.
I thought you were moving us to Croft.
Yeah, no, I'm going back now.
Right.
Yeah. The qualifying for all 3, Jake Hill did really well, didn't he?
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He did. Absolutely brilliant.
He's been qualifying well all year. So he qualified 5th for Thruxton, 10th for Silverstone, and 2nd at Croft. That second was...
He was absolutely brilliant at Croft. It's weird because like ITV in the commentary seemed to be just talking about Turkington and Sutton and nobody else. But like if you look at what Jake did that weekend, it was incredible. He was well up there with like the real big guns, wasn't he?
I think it's really interesting to look at the difference between Jake and Ash Sutton, because I don't think Ash Sutton qualifies well.
No, he doesn't. No,
I don't think he carries that pace qualifying for some reason, and I don't know why that is. But then he's absolutely brilliant on race day, so I'm not really sure where that comes from. But Jake Hill, I think he's the only driver to have qualified in the top 10 for I think every race he's been in. He's qualified.
Yeah, I don't remember him qualifying lower than that in anything.
I think the only other drivers to have done that are Colin Turkington and Rory Butcher.
He's right up there with the big boys, isn't he? It's just a shame that like the pundits don't seem to talk about him that much.
The other 2 that he's sort of in the company of there is obviously reigning champion and reigning independence champion, I think. So not bad, eh?
Yeah, Croft was really good. I enjoyed it. And one of the big things that's changed when we got to Silverstone, wasn't it? Seems we can't go there anymore, but the cameras are back in the cars and it's made it absolutely brilliant to watch again.
Yeah, it's good. It makes a difference.
Really good, yeah. Really enjoyed it. But ultimately...
Do they still have more like the bumpers and stuff facing forward and back? I don't remember seeing that much, but they used to do that back in the day. Do they don't have that anymore, do they?
No, yeah, that's a good point actually. They don't, do they? They've got one on the... They have got one on the rear, haven't they? But it's on like... It looks like it's like the rear of the roof line or something.
I don't remember seeing any facing backwards.
There is.
They used to have a lot more variety back in the day. I think because I was watching some old ones the other day, I think they need to bring that back. It's really good seeing like the cars jostling for position behind them.
Yeah.
Just bring that back.
Yeah, it's definitely got better with those. It's made the experience a lot better. I really enjoyed watching Silverstone. It was brilliant. It's It feels like it's become a really good season, actually, even though we haven't been able to go there. But
Do you know who's been having a nightmare in the last few rounds?
I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say.
Greasy.
Yeah.
I think he's had. I think I read somewhere he's had 7 DNFs in a row.
Nice. Oh yeah, I remember he crashed in Silverstone or something, and it was completely inexplicable what happened to him. I don't know what's going on.
He's just been having a nightmare. But wasn't he leading the? Was he leading the Independents or something? Or Jack Sears it was, wasn't he? He was leading the Jack Sears.
Who's leading that now? That's people without a podium, isn't it? People that
World's tallest midget award, that, isn't
it?
Yeah. Where's
Jesus,
that
mate.
award in that? That's what I want to know.
Bobby Thompson's leading it now.
Yeah, Bobby's done all right recently, hasn't he?
Audley's second. Yeah, Thompson's been really good actually. This kind of second half.
He's been all right, hasn't he? He's surprised me, yeah. And like I said, Bordley's doing decent. Didn't he get like a 12th place finish at Silverstone or something?
Don't
don't know.
He's not doing too bad.
Well, for something, yeah. Yeah, Bobby Thompson's doing all right, but that's if his car's available for the next race.
Oh, he's made a right mess
got
of
that
it,
go
hasn't he?
for me, hasn't he?
Yeah. You donated to that, Mike?
What do you think?
Are we going to talk about the special PMR guest that wasn't to be at Croft because his arse fell out overnight?
Is that what happens? Was that your diagnosis?
How did you get your race license that quickly?
Mate, he had a Vindaloo in the night, didn't he? So Jack Constable qualified in 21st in the PMR car. Like, oh, yeah, great. Oh, he deserves the drive and all this crap again. Right, let's see if he's any good. And then he turned up, qualified, did okay, 21st, then got the shits in the night.
Should have still raced.
What do you think about that?
It's only a 20-minute race. He can hold it in, can't he?
Didn't JP
don't.
desiccate himself in the same car like a couple of years ago?
Say that again?
Didn't JP like in that car a couple of years ago anyway? So it doesn't matter if he did it as well.
JP shit himself in a car in a race.
Or am I giving away some bit of the book that I shouldn't be?
No, I think I know what you're referring to. And he pissed in a seat 20 years ago.
I thought he pooed himself like in the PMR car.
No, he shit himself.
Has JP got a book?
No.
Got a paperweight that came out.
Butcher went flying off in race 2 at Croft as well, didn't he? Again.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't hit anything this time, but he flew off again, didn't he?
Who's going to blame it this time?
So there was something that really annoyed me at Croft, and that was that Ash Sutton's manoeuvre.
Oh yeah, it was bad, wasn't it? It was bad.
Well,
when he tried to get past Jake Hill, and
yeah, it was naughty.
It was just.
It was very naughty. It could have ended Jake's race, couldn't it? And his.
By his standards, it was.
But here's a question, Stad. It was really bad, wasn't it? But then everything just carried on. If that was Andy Neat who did that, right? The internet would have gone absolutely mental, going, he's terrible, blah 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 blah, wouldn't they? Because it was Ash Sutton, and he's so amazing that it doesn't really matter, and then nothing happened.
To Ash Sutton's credit, that is just pretty much how he drives, isn't he? He takes risks, and that's why he makes the most progress out of anyone.
Did he get punished for it? I don't think he did he?
Well, he got punished by the puncture, but
well, yeah, but
punish him any further. Yeah. He the amount of overtakes he gets is just ridiculous. But I think half of that because he qualifies so poorly. Get it on the front row, and he'd win championships like so easily. But he never does. He doesn't make things easy for himself on the Saturday, does he?
No, but it is
Luckily for
exciting,
us.
isn't it? It's exciting.
Exciting. I think he's one of the best drivers to watch because of the manner in which he races, and that's why he didn't finish. That's why he didn't finish at Croft after getting that puncture. But or did he finish? Did he manage to get back out after that?
Yeah, I think he finished like 24th or something. Like he came back out and he was like 25th or something.
Which race was that?
Race 2.
He came 20th in race 2, which is technically last because everybody else didn't finish. So he's still getting last.
He'll just be really disappointed because it was an opportunity to. The aim of the game now is just bag more points than Colin Turkington whenever you can, and that was a brilliant opportunity to do it, and he failed at that.
It's great to see Jake Hill back on the podium in Croft again.
Yeah.
Matt Neal on the podium.
It was such
That
a
was nice
wasted
to see.
opportunity because Turkington was Turkington was out of the race, so it was even more of a stupid thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, luckily the way things turned out, like race 3, Turkington had a nightmare again, so
Yeah, he's lucky.
It didn't matter too much.
Turkington should have dominated that weekend, so it's kind of good for everyone else that he had all that bad fortune because he would have got an absolute shit ton of points if it wasn't for that.
Yeah, he's lucky because he scored a 5th, didn't he? He scored 5th in race 3, did Sutton, and Turkington didn't finish again because his brakes broke or something, didn't they?
So yeah, so he's past few weeks he's gone from looking unstoppable to actually looking like there is some weaknesses there, or he's not completely invincible.
Like a while ago, back at like Alton and Knockhill, we were saying like, oh, he's already won the title and all this, weren't we? And like, I think it just proves that in touring cars, you never know, do you? A lot's happened since then.
Yeah, I'd take back what I said about Camish. I said like he was just a write-off, but he's actually really brought back in the past few races, hasn't he?
In the last 3 races, we were saying last time that he wasn't finishing or qualifying at far enough ahead of Turkington, but
no, he just seems to be nowhere. But he's really brought it back now. I think that's partly because of all the bad luck Turkington's had, but it is what it is. He's been quietly getting on with it in the background.
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? So it sets us up for. Oh my! I can't believe there's only Snetterton and Brands left in the season, which is crazy.
I can't even call Snetterton because it has been a little bit unexpected so far. So I wouldn't even know what to guess is going to happen to Snetterton. To be honest, wouldn't even know. Pull around the name out to see what's going to happen.
Mickey Mouse will probably win race 1 in the PMR car at this rate.
So the last vids that we've done, we've tried to predict winners for race 1, 2, and 3. I think that's a bit tricky. So what I want to do is I want you to pick your driver of the weekend, and whichever driver accrues the most points over the 3 races will be deemed the winner. So
do we get bonus points for like wild crashes, like Butcher and Thompson style?
No.
Points per roll or something. Do we get bonus points?
No.
Are you saying a crash would contribute towards them being driver of the weekend?
Yes.
Okay. I need to see this point structure.
The points awarded are the points that they get for the race. So Mike, who do you think can get the most points?
That probably is easier than, as you say, picking each race. It's hard because there's 4 names there that are all going to do well. It's just a question who's going to do the best out of those 4. So
are you writing this down, or you're about to write this down?
Yeah, I don't want this on record anyway.
You both
got evidence of what I've said.
You both got Bics in your hands, so I'm a bit concerned because I don't. Who's going first then? Driver of the weekend, Snetterton.
I'll go first.
Cheating knows the point structure of the game.
Are you going or what? Are you waiting for us?
No, I'm going.
I'm basing mine on what he says because I know
go for it.
The rules of the game better than I do.
Put your mouth where your money is.
I'm going to say...
How many mixes have you had?
I'm going to say Ash Sutton.
Oh, predictable, that, isn't it?
No, I think early on the season, Liam wouldn't have said Sutton. I think Liam would have said maybe Turkington if this is earlier on in the season. I think you've warmed to Sutton a little bit.
No, I just think looking back to a couple of years ago, watching him at Snetterton, and he was just in the Lavore. He was just incredible around there. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to think. Is it a rear-wheel drive track?
We've watched some serious battles.
John's been amazing everywhere. That's the thing. So
we didn't have
you've said Sutton, so I'm not going to say Sutton. I'll pick someone else because that is the obvious one. I think I'm going to go for, let's say, Dan Camish. Those Hondas aren't bad around there.
I'm going to go for a wild card entry for driver of the weekend.
Go on.
Jack Buttle.
Mate.
Now,
wild cards, and then there's that,
time.
mate. This is a very serious television series we're producing.
Oh, you wanted a serious answer?
People are counting on
all
those
right,
opinions.
My serious answer is Tingram, because he's been absolutely brilliant in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah.
He's looked like a champion in the last few races.
He has, to be fair. He's been doing really, really well.
He has. He's looked incredible in the last couple of rounds.
It's a bit like Sutton versus Turkington and Camish versus Ingram. There's like two battles going on there, two rivalries.
I agree.
And it's actually great to see him going back up there again. It took a while to get used to that car and get that car going where it should be.
Yeah, it has taken a while.
Rory dropped off a bit, hasn't he?
Yeah, just dropped off a bit there. Oh, interesting factoid. You know, Gornall's out of this season now.
It's a shame, isn't it? Yeah, ran out of cash, didn't he?
No, well, he did because of that. Because Jack Buttle crashed into him qualifying at Silverstone. Did you see that clip?
Do you know these Zoom meetings? They've got a limit.
Less than a minute, right? Let's wrap this up quick then, right? Who is going to win the championship? Go for it now. It's really close.
We'll have to do this next time. I'm not saying now.
I'm going for it now.
I'm saying Sutton now. Just because I
go first because I make up the rules.
I'm going for
my turn to go
Tingram.
first. I'm saying Sutton because I want it so badly.
I'm going Tingram because Sutton and Turkington are going to wipe each other out, and Tingram's going to clean up the mess.
Yeah, but he's too far away on points right now for that.
I mean, going for the championship.
He's not. He is. He's doing it.
Hey,
what are you going for, Steph?
You saw like ITV, they'll be like, oh, there's 12 people that could win the championship. It's like, it's going to be between two of them.
What are you going for, Steph?
For the championship?
Yeah.